Today we're starting on workbook page 396. We're going to start with some definitions. A coordinate plane is formed when the x-axis and the y-axis intersect at their 0 points. These axes separate the coordinate plane into 4 regions called quadrants. So the x-axis is the line that goes left to right. The y-axis is the line that goes up and down. So the x-axis is horizontal, the y-axis is vertical. So these two lines split the coordinate plane into 4 sections. The 4 sections are called quadrants. The top right is quadrant 1, and then we go to the left to get to quadrant 2, down, quadrant 3, back to the right is quadrant 4. So we go counterclockwise with the quadrants. So in quadrant 1, we have x coordinates and y coordinates. All the x coordinates in quadrant 1 are positive, and all the y coordinates in quadrant 1 are positive. So any ordered pair in this section is going to be positive, positive. All the x coordinates in quadrant 2 are negative, and all the y coordinates in quadrant 2 are positive. So any ordered pair in quadrant 2 is first going to be negative and then going to be positive. So in quadrant 1, they were positive, positive. Now quadrant 3, all the x coordinates are negative and all the y coordinates are negative. So any point in quadrant 3 is going to be a negative number and then a negative number. Lastly, quadrant 4, all the x coordinates are positive, all the y coordinates are negative. So any point that is a positive number and then a negative number, that ordered pair will be in this quadrant. Now we're on workbook page 399. It says, identify the ordered pair that names each point. Then identify the quadrant in which it is located. So number 1 says point R. So we always have to start our pencil at the middle. This is called the origin. So we start our pencil at the origin. We can only go right or left first on a coordinate plane. And once we go right, then we could go up or down. Or once we go left, then we could go up or down. We're looking for point R. So if I'm starting my pencil here, I'm going to have to go right to get to point R, 2. So I'm going to go to the right 2. And then from there, I can go up 2. So the ordered pair for point R is 2, 2. And we always put our ordered pairs in parentheses separated by a comma. And then it says which quadrant is it located in. So this top right, that's quadrant 1. So I'm going to put a 1. Number 2, letter G. So again, we start our pencil at the origin. Letter G is up here. So I'm going to have to go to the right because we can only go right or left first before we go up or down. So I'm going to have to go right first, 2, and then up 5. So the ordered pair for point G is parenthesis 2, 5. And then that's still quadrant 1. Number 3 is letter B. So I'm going to start at the origin. I'm going to go to the left, which takes me to -4, and then up to +2. So parenthesis, -4, +2. And this is quadrant 1, and then we go to the left. This is quadrant 2. So this is in quadrant 2. Number 4 is letter T. So I have to go to the left until -3 and then down until -2. So my ordered pair is -3, -2, and that's quadrant 3. So this is section quadrant 3. Number 5 is letter C. So I have to go to the right 5, and then I go up or down 0. So my ordered pair is going to be 5, 0. And the ordered pair for that, sorry, not the ordered pair, the quadrant is going to be none, because it's not in any of the quadrants, it's on the x-axis. So if it's on the x or y axis, it's not in a quadrant. Number 6 is letter A, so we would have to go to the right until +4 and then down to -3. So the ordered pair is 4, -3, and that's in quadrant 4. Remember, it's quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. Also, in every ordered pair, the first number is called the x-coordinate because you find that number on the x-axis. The second number is called the y-coordinate because you find that number on the y-coordinate. So for example, letter A, we went 4 to the right on the x-axis, so that's our x-coordinate. We went 3 down, so we got to -3 on the y-coordinate, on the y-axis, so that's our y-coordinate. Okay, so now we're going to identify the name of each point, then identify the quadrant in which it is located. So number 7 is -2.5 and then +1.5. So again, we start our pencil at the origin. We're going to move to -2.5 because you can only go left or right first. -2.5 is to the left. Then we have to go up to 1.5 on the y-axis. So from there, I'm going to go up until 1.5. So that's going to take me to letter Z. So this is letter Z. And letter Z is in quadrant 2, which is this section right here. Number 8, we have 1 and then 1.5. So we start at the origin. We go 1 to the right because it's a +1. We don't want to go to the left because that's -1. 1 to the right, so here's 1, and then we go up until 1.5. Up because it's positive. If we go down, that's -1.5. So we got to go up to 1.5. That takes us to point F. And point F is in quadrant 1, which is this section right here. Number 9, we have to go right 0.5 because it's positive, and then down -2.5. So we go right until 0.5, and then down until we get to -2.5. So that takes us to point A, and that is in quadrant 4. Then we have 2, -0.5. So start at the origin. We have to go 2 to the right, down -0.5. So that would be right here because I know that one more is -1. So if I went half less than that, that's -1/2. So that takes me right here, which is point R. And point R is in quadrant 4. We have -0.5 and then 0. So we go to -0.5, which is right here. Even though it's not numbered, I know that -0.5 is halfway between 0 and -1. So this is -0.5, and then we go 0 up or down, which means we don't move from here. So that's point N. And the quadrant is none because point N is on the x-axis. Okay, number 12, we have -1 and then -1.5. So we got to go to the left to -1 and then down to -1.5. So that takes me to point Q. And point Q is in quadrant 3.